One more guest to go. Let's not keep him waiting any longer because he woke up very early to be on this program. I heard he loves talking to us so early that he said, I must wake up at 6 a.m. to be on the show. There he is, the reigning defending UFC middleweight champion, the man, Robert Whittaker. Robert, how are you?
I'm very good, mate. Very good. How are you?
Good morning. Did you have your coffee yet?
Yes, I have.
There it is.
Here, mate.
Well done.
Good.
Well done, my friend. All right, so we got the big news last week. UFC 243, October 6th in Australia, Marvel Stadium, Melbourne, Australia. Were you worried at any point that they wouldn't be able to figure this out and bring it to Australia and they'd have to do it in Las Vegas?
I wasn't really worried. It's one of those things where honestly, I'm just itching to get back in there.
So you didn't really care where it was. You just wanted to fight.
Yeah. It's been a while since my last one, due to unfortunate circumstances. But yeah, I really just want to get in there and get to work.
They have lofty expectations for this card. They're talking 60,000, breaking records of all kinds. Do you feel like it will do that? I mean, there's just pretty much at the top of the bill right now. It's just you two, and I feel like it's big enough. What do you think? Do you feel like this fight is big enough to sell that place out?
I definitely think it's big enough. This is going to be one of the biggest events in combat sports in this part of the world, and the and Australians and New Zealanders are going to come to this fight. The last fight that I was supposed to be on sold out in a matter of minutes. So I'm looking forward to trying to set some records for this one.
So I remember asking you this question before the February fight that never was, if you were feeling a little funny, like, because the one 2 Februarys ago didn't pan out. And then, of course, we know what happened this past Does a part of you feel like, oh my gosh, like we have to make it. We cannot pull out of this. We can't have any bad luck. We can't, we have to bubble wrap ourselves. How do you feel about going back to Australia for a third time now?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't think about it. There's a lot of people that came to my last fight and said, I'm not coming to the next one because I'm a jinx or X, Y, and Z. And honestly, what happened happened. And it wasn't like I got injured and I pulled out due to injury. I went to hospital like that morning. If it was an injury, I'd most likely fight anyway, regardless. It's just the illness that gets me every time, mate.
Does Israel Adesanya annoy you?
Like, in what sense?
Does he get under your skin? Does his words, his rhetoric, his demeanor, does it bother you?
Definitely not. Definitely not. To be honest, I'm happy he's doing what he's doing because one, I find it entertaining, and two, he sells the fight for us, and I'm more than happy to let him do that. I'm like, yeah, go out there, sell tickets. But day to day, I have so much on. I have so much on. Like Jimmy Crute just came down. We're getting in some great training together down here, and as well as like our GAP program. I have the Gracie Aboriginal Pathways program that I'm running here, and that's that's taking off. It's so full on, so busy. The next block is just about to kick off, and I am pumped. As well as I'm doing my own little podcast as well, which is is taking up a lot of time. Grange TV, shameless.
That's
shameless
right.
plug there.
Yes, no, I appreciate that. We've talked about it in the past. So when you saw Israel at the press conference in Las Vegas, when you guys had the stare down, what did you derive from that? What did you take away from it?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing all the time. Every time I get in there, when I'm at these press conferences and when I go for the stare down and the square off, like I'm not playing. I'm not playing. This isn't a game to me. And there's a time for talk and there's a time for action. And yeah, he knows I'm not playing. Whatever he says, and whatever anybody else says, like he knows I'm not playing. The people that my fans and the people that know me, they know I don't play. This isn't a game to me, and I'm going in there because this is what I do. This is what I'm good at. It's time to get to work.
Izzy was on the show a couple weeks ago. I asked him about that face-off. Just want to play you this quick clip and get your response to that. Is that okay?
Sure.
Here he is. What did you make of the stare down? It was intense. What did you draw from that?
It was like staring into a crackhead's eyes. He's very intense. He's very focused. I was like, okay, cool. And I don't know. It is what it is. I'm glad he's not. And I'm glad he's keeping that same energy now. He's not trying to fucking shake my hand and all that kind of because he backtracks. He'll say whatever he wants to say in an interview, and then like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh, I've been talking that much. All right, well, whatever. Do you, boo boo? But yeah, keep that same energy all the way past the fight.
Okay, so there's a lot to derive from that. First of all, he says he feels like he's looking into a crackhead's eyes. What do you make of that?
I, I don't know. I've never looked into a crackhead's eyes. I don't have a great point of reference. But but yeah, I don't know what to say. Like I guess I have crackhead eyes.
Okay, and then what about the keeping the same energy and not being fake and shaking hands? What do you think he means by that? I think he's alluded to this in the past. Was this a conscious effort on your part to not do any of that?
No, it's one of those things. It's like I shake my opponent's hands out of respect, and I think it's just like a general courtesy to us as humans. I understand, like, yeah, with all my opponents up till now, like they're just I've had a lot, like I've had a lot of respect for them as people. Obviously, I understand that we're going to get into the octagon and we're going to try our best to put each other away, but that's it. That's where it stays. It's in the octagon. That's what we do. We get to work. But I don't know. He's trying to take deliberate jabs at me, and it's someone like I don't want to shake his hand.
And so that doesn't annoy you? Crackhead, fake, all these things, fake Aussie. These things don't annoy you? Come on. I know deep down there's not a part of you that's like, who is this guy? How dare he speak about me like this?
Mate, that's the first time I've seen that clip, and but like to be honest, it doesn't annoy me because half of everything he says doesn't make sense. You know, I don't know who puts together his stuff, but it's not even funny. You know, it's just silly. Um, and like I said, like it takes a lot more than that to get under my skin. I have a team that we take jabs at each other all the time. He's a novice in this game.
Is there a part of you that feels like, okay, I haven't fought since June of 2018. I've had the itch. Like, people have forgotten just how good I am, who the Reaper is, who Bobby Knuckles is. I need to remind you people. Is that part of the motivation here, to remind people just how tough you are, how good you are, that you can shut up people like this, that you can, you are the man at 185. Do you think about that? Does that fire you up?
Yeah, it definitely does because it's not so much as I think everybody's forgotten me and I want to show them how tough I am. It's more like there's a reason why I'm at the top of the food chain, and I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna remind some people.
Is there a part of you that looks at Israel and says, you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, like you haven't faced the competition that I've faced? You need to, like, do you feel like his head is getting a little too big?
Honestly, I try and like I don't think about him that much.
Okay.
I don't think how like I don't think how he feels or think like, oh, you should have fought the dudes that I fought. No, I am more than happy for him to have gotten the way, gotten as far as he's gotten to the interim belt as he has, and be facing up against me because I'm happy for this fight. I love this fight, and I'm really looking forward to it.
There is something to be said, though, and you just alluded to it moments ago. Like, every great champion who maybe was a little soft-spoken, when they got that foil, it's only been good business for them as well, right? Like Aldo McGregor, Aldo made a lot of money. It didn't work out as far as the fight is concerned, but it kind of propped up Aldo as well. Silva, Sonnen propped them up. Sometimes it's good if you don't like to go out and do the media and the trash talk. It's good to have a guy who's going to speak and promote the fight, because then that only elevates the stakes. You recognize that, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's not a thing. I do like doing media.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't trash talk. I just don't trash talk. And that's why my whole thing is like I am so happy if he wants to go out there and sell tickets. Like, he can say whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. Like, I am all for it. I am Team Adesanya in that regard. you know. But yeah, like we have 60,000 tickets to sell, and Yeah, get to work.
And by the way, I'm here to say for anyone who says that Robert Whittaker does not like to do media, it's 6 a.m. over there, and he has never turned me down. He could very well say, no, I'm not going to wake up. And so I'm here to say that, no, that is false. You do like doing media, or at least
I appreciate
you
that.
tolerate it for the most part, and we appreciate that very much. He's a very interesting guy as far as his skill set, his build, his length. Will you bring in people who look like him, who fight like him, who are built like him to try to mimic his style?
Um, uh, if the bodies present themselves, then yes, but otherwise no. Like I'm not going to go out on a deliberate effort to try and bring someone in to mimic him. Obviously, there are there are a lot of problems with trying to get someone to mimic someone who's built and fights so uniquely. So I'm just going out, improving my skill sets every day, working myself to the bone every single day, and honestly, I'm going to come into this next fight the best I have ever been. You know, especially after I've gotten all my health issues under fixed and under control. I've just been training. I've been rehabbing. I've been prehabbing, and I'm looking really good right now.
So you feel 100%? No warning signs, no issues, no nothing?
No, I feel more than 100%. I feel
Okay.
more than 100%. I feel the best I have in years.
Do you get checkups on your internal system, the bowel, all like do you follow up on that, or is that all clear? You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Post surgery, obviously, I had to get some checkups to see how everything went. But now it's 100%. I am 100% healthy, cleared to fight, cleared for everything. And honestly, you can see the difference in my training. You can see the difference in my energy levels. I'm just much better.
Israel has drawn the ire of John Jones. They've gone back and forth as well. It's been somewhat entertaining, but in the midst of that, John has publicly thrown out the offer to help you prepare for Israel Adesanya. Is this a real offer? Is this something that's actually going to happen?
No, I'm sure it would if he didn't live 20 something hours away. It's just yeah, there's the whole distance thing. Me and John are cool. Like we've talked a lot back and forth, and he's a cool guy. He's a straight guy, and I'm sure I'd get some work with him. But yeah, he lives in another country.
Okay. So have you talked since this has happened? Like, have you talked recently?
Yeah. Like I've spoken to John like numerous times
Oh,
over the phone.
wow.
Obviously over the phone.
About Israel?
No, just about training together and getting together and then maybe getting some training in.
Okay, so he didn't call you up and say, "Okay, this is how I think you should beat this guy. This is what I would do. This is what." None of the game plan stuff really came out.
No, yeah, you don't. I don't think he wouldn't just. You don't just drop that on someone.
Sure,
You know
sure.
what I mean? My own coaches and everything for that.
Is there any part of you that is concerned that at some point in the build up to this fight, because we've talked about, fake Aussie and all this stuff, like it will go to an uncomfortable place? Are you worried about that? That it will just sort of cross the line as far as pre-fight promotion is concerned?
Nah, no. Like you saw the press conference. It didn't get out of hand there either.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell the fight, but I don't think he's going to do anything stupid.
Okay. All right. And are you prepared for the I mean, there's a lot of attention coming your way. This is going to be a big deal. I was talking to a journalist last week, Adam Curley, who was telling me about how this stacks up and how much attention you're getting now. Like come October, come late September, everyone's going to be hounding you. Everyone's going to be knocking on your door to talk to you, to make you do things. Are you prepared for all of this? Are you almost like excited for this because it's been so long?
You know what the only thing is, honestly, that I feel is that it feels a little sour to me because I feel like it's deja vu. I did all this before, and I didn't get to fight, and that left a sour, bitter taste in my mouth, and it feels like I'm doing this all again, and it's just it feels funny. It
Ah,
feels funny.
that's interesting.
I really want to get in there, and I want to get to work. I want to fight. A lot of people think that I don't want to fight, and that's ridiculous. I like to make money, and I also like to fight. Like it's my job, it's my sport, it's what I do, and I find it absolutely astounding that people can think I don't want to do this.
That is, so you haven't fought since June of 2018. Has that been hard money wise? Because you're not getting paid if you're not getting, getting fights. You're not getting in there.
Yeah, fortunately for me, like I do have great business partners around me, and we are, I don't know, days away from signing a new lease for a second gym out this way, and you know, obviously I can't talk about the details just yet, but I'm pretty clever when it comes to spending my money. I don't make silly purchases. I don't have an expensive lifestyle. I have a great team around me that help me that keep me in check and keep me well supported.
I know we're about 2 months away, but have you already envisioned how you're going to beat Israel Adesanya? Does one method keep creeping up into your thoughts?
Um, you, it, even well before this point now, I've been envisioning beating him. As soon as he beat Gastelum, all my thoughts were like in a training sense and in a fighting sense were on him. Like every day, it's about formulating plans on beating him and trying to strengthen those skill sets that I'm going to utilize to capitalize on the holes that I saw that he has. And yeah, I've seen me beating him in my head a hundred times.
I can't wait for it.
But it's all in my
Say it again. What was that?
but it's all in my head. You still got to get out there and do it.
Of course. October 6th, it shall be done. I'm looking forward to it. Adesanya Whittaker, one of the biggest fights in the history of this game, 60,000 Marvel Stadium. It's going to be insane. Good luck to you, my friend. I hope you have a safe and healthy and a positive training camp, and perhaps we'll check in with you later on. But again, sincerely, as I've said to you privately, I'm almost embarrassed when I asked you to come on this early, but you're a big deal, my man. So I really wanted you on after the announcement, and I really appreciate you waking up early to do the show.
Don't sweat it. Honestly, I really appreciate you, having me on, and yeah, I always enjoy it. It's kind of why I make the effort.
All right. Thank you, Robert. All the best to you.
All the best to you. See ya.
Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani. I just came here to thank you for watching our ESPN YouTube channel. It's the best. You know what else is the best? The ESPN app. You can get highlights, analysis, all that stuff and more. And if you want premium content and live streaming sports, there's only one place for all of that. It's ESPN Plus.